What's up, guys? It's Julian. It's never been easier to make classic jungle music, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do it in Ableton. We are going to be using this template, which is at the top of the description on my website. Make sure to go grab that. Best way to take your tracks to the next level instantly right now. Thanks for the support, guys, and let's get going. Alright, so we're at 165 BPM. First thing I got here is the Reese. So yeah, what this one's doing is basically 3 notes. You can see we're going between D sharp, G sharp, and B. So what this actually is, though, is if you look, it's kind of like walking up a scale, right? But then I'm putting that first note up. I think it makes it groove a little better and kind of feel nicer with the beat. As far as the sound goes, we're using 2 layers. We got this and this. So you can hear kind of like just more of like a standard full Reese bass, you know. This is just 2 saw waves, detuned a lot, and then low pass, no unison, so it's really like, you know, full in the middle. And then we've got this super watery, chorused out, unison sounding one. So for this one, we got 2 saws, a low pass, and then yeah, just the unison all the way up. This is a really good way to do it with wavetable because you can't do the unison per oscillator, so you can just make an instrument rack like this, and then you can get the best of both, a layer with and without. The only effect I have on that is this little high pass down here. It's really subtle. Here's without it. With it. It does kind of just lift the bass up a little bit, you know. Then we got this little vocal stab. So this was originally this. Right, I just pitched it down a bit to put it in key. I've got some OTT on there. So here's without that. So it's a bit like asleep, and then with it, we got some delay quarter notes, and then a high pass filter. Then we got the beat. Now, there's 3 pieces to this. There is an extremely chopped Lynn Collins Think break. This is the original break from the track. This is not like any resampled. It's like, that's what I started with right there, right? And then you can see what I'm doing is there's basically, it's just these 3 eighth notes. This, and this, right? And we're essentially using those chops just very sporadically around here. See, I did some reverses like that, and that. Right, so pretty simple. And then what's happening is it's going against this amen break. And just like to think, this is the original one. Right, so I took that, and I've actually just grabbed this 2-bar section of that. And you can see having the chops be sort of different from each other works really well. And that's because we're defining where each one's meant to sit. Like the amen break is really just being high pass. You can see it's just for the high end. So you still hear this coming through. And they can sit together really well. Now the last little secret to the jungle drums is this hi-hat. Right, so we're using the 606 chord kit. I'm using this hi-hat combo. And it's just, this is something I noticed with a lot of these old tracks, is they'll have the breaks, but then you just add this little over top of it. And all of a sudden you have a lot more full and a lot more like kind of power in the drums too. Like if I turn it off, on. See, all of a sudden it feels like, right? So we got that. Then the last element is the pad. So what I'm playing here is, you can see we're just droning on D sharp minor, right? Just like up top, you saw that was the progression. What we're doing is it's going D sharp minor, and then it's this D sharp where I've got the 4th and the 6th, because obviously the regular minor chord is root, 3rd, 5th, then root, 4th, 6th, right? So you kind of like walk up the scale. and it's really pretty. And then you put that against this bass. Right, and they sit together really well musically without being like the same exact thing. I think that's really important with jungle, is like being able to put together elements that might not be playing the same thing melodically, but they all fit really, really well. So for the sound on this one, it's wavetable. Wavetable is really good for these pads because, you know, a lot of this stuff back in the day, they were using those old keyboards like the M1 and stuff like that. They had these very complex live sampled sounds in them and synthetic stuff too. But wavetable is kind of like a really nice way to just do that in Ableton really quickly because you got all these different wavetables. Like here I'm using an oboe. And then this FM harmonics. And then you can see I've got an envelope on the oscillator position of that second one and then an LFO on the first one. So they're moving around. Plus there's a low pass. So you get this really nice organic pad that's not just like a basic saw wave, right? Then we got a really heavy reverb. You can see I got the dry wet at 90%. It kind of helps put this in the background more too, though. Like, see, if I turn it off, all of a sudden it's kind of fighting the other elements. This is sort of giving it its own space. Then we got a high pass at the end. Pretty important because these, like in the low end, you can hear it's there, and you can even get some weird clipping with the reverb and low end too sometimes. So it can always just be good to high pass that at the end and make lots of room for the bass. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI, presets, the entire template from everything in this video. It's available at the top of the description on my website. Definitely don't miss out, guys. Thanks for the support. Every little bit helps so I can keep bringing you guys new videos a few times a week. Thanks for the support, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.